श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषयपुरोगिणामधे सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नमो धर्माय महते नमः कृष्णाय वेदसे ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमस्कृत्य धर्मान् वक्ष्यामि शाश्वताम्। नमो भगवते तस्मै व्यासाय मितदेशदेशस्य प्रसादात् वक्ष्यामि नारायणकथामिमाम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं वरुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. We were looking in the Drona Parva battle between Ghatotkacha and Karna. Ghatotkacha was sent by Krishna because he thought if Arjuna faces Karna, might release that weapon he had from Indra. So he sends Ghatotkacha, and Ghatotkacha was using his illusion and he was baffling all the weapons Karna was throwing at him. So in that battle, Ghatotkacha hurls a Asani, which is of Rudra's creation, and at Karna, and that Karna, on the other hand, as that Asani comes towards him, he seizes that and then hurls it back at Ghatotkacha. And that weapon returning towards Ghatotkacha, it comes and reduces his chariot into ashes, burns it completely along with horses, charioteer, its standard, and piercing through the earth. It completely destroys Ghatotkacha's chariot. And that thing that Karna did was applauded by everybody because it was Ghatotkacha released that weapon to kill Karna, but Karna on the other hand seized that and released it back at Ghatotkacha, which destroys his chariot. Ghatotkacha then jumping down from that chariot, Ghatotkacha starts fighting. He once more disappears, and like that he was struck by Karna with many arrows, and Karna destroys the illusion and his disappearance. He started Ghatotkacha, while disappearing in the sky, he started attacking from the sky in invisible form. Karna destroys that again with his divine weapons he had, and it destroys those illusions. And again, without any fear, Karna continued to fight that Ghatotkacha Rakshasa, who was creating all sort of illusion and causing so much trouble for the rest of the Kauravas. And in that battle, Ghatotkacha divides himself, his own self, into many parts, and he comes across as many Ghatotkacha's, and like that he started fighting. So in that battle, suddenly people started seeing lions, tigers, hyenas, snakes with very fierce tongues, and birds with iron beaks and things like that. Ghatotkacha started coming in all those forms and started attacking Karna and the Kaurava warriors, the troops that were supporting Karna. So like that he started destroying it. And many Rakshasas, Pishachas, Yatadanas, large number of wolves, leopards, all of them rushed towards Karna, and Karna pierced every one of them and then started striking, and then like that he destroyed that illusion of Ghatotkacha as well. And then he strikes with sharp arrows the horses of Ghatotkacha on the new chariot, and then with that they fell down and die on the earth in front of Ghatotkacha. And once more Ghatotkacha becomes invisible, and but then he shouts saying that I will definitely destroy you. So like this saying this, Ghatotkacha starts fighting. During that battle between Karna and that Rakshasa, a battle between Karna and Ghatotkacha, another Rakshasa, a prince Rakshasa, comes there. He approaches Duryodhana, and he surrounded with many thousands of fearful, frightful Rakshasas. He goes to Duryodhana and he recollects his previous enmity with Pandavas, and his relatives Baka, Kirmira, Hidimba, all of them were killed by Bhima. So you know already how Bhima killed all this. So Baka was killed when Pandavas were living in the Ekachakra Nagar, right? So when they were living in that Ekachakra Nagari, so the Brahmana's house they were living, and every fortnight that villagers used to send a one person and cart full of food and things like that to Baka, and he used to eat that. And then Bhima goes, he eats all that, and then he kills Baka. Then Kirmira as well. So then also we saw Hidimba as well. So Hidimba, even before going to Ekachakra, after that Varanavarta, when the fire in the Lakh house, Pandavas were supposed to be dead, burnt in that, Duryodhana's plan, Shakuni's plan. They escaped, and when they were in the forest at that time, Hidimba comes, and then Bhima kills Hidimba and marries his sister Hidimba, and then through that Ghatotkacha was born. And then similarly, Kirmira we see in the Vanaparva, we saw that where he tries to abduct Draupadi, and then Bhima kills him, and in that battle. So we see all that. So this Alayudha, who comes to approaches Duryodhana with large number of Rakshasa troops, he comes there and he came to know that this night battle was taking place between Kauravas and Pandavas, and he with desire of killing Bhima, he comes there in that battle, and he goes to Duryodhana and he addresses that it is very much known to you that my relatives Baka, my Kirmira, Hidimba, all of them have been killed by Bhima, and also Bhima took Hidimba, the Hidimba's sister Hidimba. He took him, and he took away and married her. So he took her. So I am here to kill Bhima with all his followers, his horses, his chariots, destroy everything, his elephants, and like that, and also Ghatotkacha with his friends. I am here to kill. So give me permission to take part in this battle. So like this, Alayudha asks Duryodhana. Duryodhana becomes very pleased, knowing in difficult times when Ghatotkacha was battling like that, suddenly somebody else comes who just looks like Ghatotkacha, and huge another Rakshasa with another Rakshasa, thousands of Rakshasas alongside him coming like that. So he says that going at the front, you go, and my troops will support you in this battle. So like this, Duryodhana gladly sends him, and Alayudha saying it's okay, he goes after Bhima. And then Alayudha, riding a chariot similar to Ghatotkacha, he goes to that battlefield, and the chariot was covered with bear skin, just like Ghatotkacha, and it was measuring of an alva. Its horses were like those of Ghatotkacha. They were very great speed, and they were looking like elephants. Those horses were such a huge size, but they had the voices of like donkeys. They were subsisting. Those horses were drinking the flesh. They were drinking blood and eating the flesh of the animals in that battlefield. So like that, those Rakshasa horses were drawing that chariot of Alayudha. And Alayudha in that battle, he was as strong as just like Ghatotkacha, and the standard on his chariot was again, it was like it had a splendor of Surya or Agni, and it was burning. So the vultures and ravens were sitting on the top of that, creating a huge, uh, uh, terrible noises from producing a lot of noises. So, like this, Alayudha again with full of garlands. He was decked with floral wreaths, headgear. He was sword armed. He was holding a sword and a mace and a bushandi, short clubs, plows, bows, arrows, and with skin black. And like this, he was holding a lot of weapons. He comes there to that battlefield, and seeing him like that coming there, Kauravas became very happy, and similarly Duryodhana with many other warriors in happily they hoping that okay, finally they found somebody who can rescue them in this battlefield, in this night battle. So like this, they became very happy, and they rejoiced, and they started with vigor. They started attacking Pandava troops. And Alayudha in the battle, when it was terrible battle was taking place between Karna and Ghatotkacha in that battle, he goes in that direction. Seeing uh, him going like that, all of them again, Drona, Ashwatthama, Kripa, and many others, seeing attacking as well, the Pandava troops started crying. And then Ghatotkacha at that time in that battlefield, he uh, still continues to fight, but again, seeing him battling very much with Ghatotkacha. So Ghatotkacha and Karna battling. The troops on the Kaurava side were at that time, well, just at the time of Alayuda's entry, they were very much worried about Karna's life because whatever Karna weapon he was releasing, Ghatotkacha was countering them with his illusion and he was countering them. So they were very much worried about Karna's life. So Duryodhana then seeing Karna in that state and Alayudha coming with his troops, he tells him, even though Alayudha wanted to have battle with Bhima, Duryodhana tells Alayudha that their Karna is engaged in the battle with Ghatotkacha, Hidimba's son. He is equal to your strength, and see all the kings that have been killed by this Bhima's son with various weapons. So many warriors on our side have been killed by him. So you first kill this Ghatotkacha, then you can take Bhima and rest of the Pandavas. After that, you can kill all of them. So like this, he diverts Alayudha first to face Ghatotkacha, and then because he was worried about Karna, and then he says that go and kill Bhima after that. So when he Duryodhana tells this to Alayudha, he agrees and he rushes against Ghatotkacha. Then Ghatotkacha abandoning Karna in that battle, he started advancing against Alayudha, and both of them, like two very uh, angry elephants in the forest, they started fighting in that battlefield. Karna, on the other hand, he because Ghatotkacha has left that battle with him, he goes after Bhima in that battle. Seeing Ghatotkacha engaged with Alayudha, Bhima disregards Karna, who is advancing towards him. He goes after Alayudha. So he thinks that Alayudha should be killed by him, and Bhima leaves Karna. So even though Karna was approaching him, he leaves him and he goes after Alayudha. So then Alayudha as well, seeing Bhima approaching, he forgets the message Duryodhana told him, because Duryodhana told him to not fight with Bhima first, but with Ghatotkacha. Alayudha, seeing Bhima approaching, he abandons Ghatotkacha and then he goes after Bhima. So then Bhima, who is already famous for destroying many Rakshasas, he covers that Alayudha with very large number of arrows, and Alayudha as well similarly repeatedly covers Bhima with sharp, whetted, stone-tipped arrows, and then like this the battle continues. Bhima was even though Bhima was fighting, he was pierced by Alayudha with many things, and then all the troops on Bhima's side, they were running away because of Alayuda's battle and the arrows that's coming through. Bhima then in that battle, he hurls a great mace towards Alayudha, and then that mace, as it was coursing towards him, the Rakshasa Alayudha, he strikes it with his own mace, and then those two maces collide, and then they can destroy each other. The maces become powdered, and they become pieces, small pieces, and covers the entire sky. Then Bhima covers Rakshasa again with large number of arrows, but Alayudha baffles all of them, and then again Alayudha started destroying the elephant forces that was coming along with Bhima, the Panchala troops and the elephant forces that was along with Bhima. He started destroying all that. So when that battle was taking place like that, Krishna tells Arjuna that Bhima is struggling against this Alayudha. We have to quickly go towards Bhima and support him. And meanwhile, Drishtadyumna, Shikandi, Yudamanyu, Uttamaja, these Panchala princes, let them go again, and also Draupadi's sons, they all go against Karna. Let Nakula, Sahadeva, with Satyaki, all of them go kill the rest of the Rakshasas that have come with Alayudha, and yourself, you go and resist Drona. So like this, he makes a plan, because there was Karna and Alayudha with all the Rakshasa troops, and like that they were attacking Bhima, and it was for Bhima alone, it was becoming difficult. So Krishna sends Nakula, Sahadeva, Satyaki to destroy the Rakshasas, and so that Bhima can fight Alayudha one-on-one like that. And also Karna was then resisted by Panchala princess and Draupadi's sons and like that. So, and Drona was resisted by Arjuna. So when after saying that they go to their battles wherever Krishna as Krishna directed. So in that battle, Alayudha cuts off Bhima's bow and then he kills Bhima's horses. And then when Bhima was like that, he was horseless. Did not have a charioteer. Bhima jumps down from the chariot. He hurls a heavy mace towards Alayudha. But Alayudha baffles that mace with his own, and then he utters a loud roar. Seeing Bhima uh, battling like that, Bhima again filled with joy, he seizes another great mace and he hurls at Alayudha. Then again, both of them destroying their weapons, they started fighting fist with clenched fist. They started fighting each other and striking each other with chariot wheels, yokes, akshas, adhishtanas, various other things that was lying on the battleground. They started hurting each other with blood covering each of them. Then Krishna, seeing like this, the Bhima battling and struggling to overcome Alayudha, he goes to Ghatotkacha and he sends Ghatotkacha towards Alayudha. He tells him that, see, Bhima is very difficultly, he was being defeated by this Rakshasa Alayudha. You quickly go, abandoning Karna here, you go and kill Alayudha. And when he says that, Ghatotkacha abandons Karna once again and he goes after Alayudha. And then that Baka's brother Alayudha he started fighting with Ghatotkacha. Meanwhile, Satyaki, Nakula, Sahadeva, who were sent by Krishna, they destroy all those Rakshasas who were coming with Alayudha. They destroyed all those terrible Rakshasas. Then Krishna, Arjuna shooting his arrows, he began to overthrow many Kshatriyas who were accompanying, supporting that Alayudha, and Karna as well. He in that battle attacking a lot of Panchala troops, and he was resisted by Drishtadyumna and Shikandi and many others. So seeing like that slaughtered by Karna, Bhima then leaves Alayudha to Ghatotkacha and then he goes after Karna. So Ghatotkacha and Karna Ghatotkacha and Bhima, they once again switch between Alayudha and Karna. So like this, they go, and Nakula, Sahadeva, Satyaki, having killed all those Rakshasas, they come where Karna was battling to support Bhima. So like this, they united together, they started resisting Karna. Meanwhile, the Panchala troops, they started fighting with Drona. Alayudha angrily, he strikes Ghatotkacha with a pariga, and then with that pariga, Alayudha he loses his senses and sits down motionless on his chariot, but then quickly recovering his senses, he hurls a gold-decked mace towards Alayudha, and that again going and striking Alayudha, it crushes the horses, charioteer, and the chariot itself of Alayudha. Then Alayudha jumping down from that, he starts attacking Ghatotkacha. Again, he creates his own illusion, and Ghatotkacha destroys that with his own illusion. Like this, they started fighting, creating illusion, various types of illusions, and then they started destroying each other's illusion. They started fighting one another with large number of weapons thrown at each other. So the large shower of stones, Ghatotkacha was thrown at, and he destroys that, and then it was rained. They started striking each other with various weapons, parigas, spears, maces, short clubs, mallets, pinakas, swords, lances, long spears, kampanas, and sharp arrows, long and broad-headed arrows, arrows with discs at the end, and the chakras, battle axes, ayodhas, short arrows, weapons with heads like that of the cow's mouth, and ulukas, that is the bird, uh, the owl type of tips, and the arrows with the tips like the horseshoe like ones, and the cow's ears, boar's ear, like that, various types of weapons they started striking. And then they started striking with trees and branches of trees, rocks and things like that. The Shami, Pilu, Karavira, Champaka, various other trees that they could see there, they started striking with all of that. So in that battle again, they between Ghatotkacha and Alayudha, it was very extreme, like in the olden days of Vali and Sugriva. And in the Ramayana at times we see the battle between Vali and Sugriva. It was like that. And then they started striking each other with arrows of various types, and then sharp scimitars. They started striking each other, seizing each other by hair. They started fighting, and while that fight was going on, Ghatotkacha takes up his scimitar and cuts off Alayuda's head, and with that, Alayudha was killed. When he was killed like that, Pandavas began to shout happily, and Ghatotkacha, taking that head of Alayudha, he throws that in front of Duryodhana, just like he did previously with Alambusha's head. He throws that at Duryodhana. Duryodhana, seeing Alayudha killed like that, he was filled with anxiety, and having seen Alayudha coming according to his own wish to this battlefield to help Duryodhana, and having seen him died in this battle, and he also promised that he is going to kill Bhima. Duryodhana was very happy, but he at that time when Alayudha came, Duryodhana thought that Bhima's death is certain, and he believed that he and his brothers, everybody will be having a long life. Remaining brothers will have a long life, but seeing Alayudha killed by Ghatotkacha in that battlefield, Duryodhana thinks that Bhima might achieve his vow of killing all his brothers and himself. Probably is going to be killed in that battlefield. Like that, Duryodhana anxiety becomes very much heightened by that. And having killed Alayudha like that, Ghatotkacha once again filled with happiness, he goes after Karna. So Karna was battling in that battlefield with the Panchalas, headed by Drishtadyumna, Shikandi, Uttamaja, Yudhamanyu, and Satyaki, Nakula, Sahadeva were supporting as well. So he goes there. Karna destroys the large number of arrows coming towards him from all those warriors, and he was battling. And even though exceedingly difficult, he was battling all of them on his own. Ghatotkacha became very angry and mounted on another excellent chariot. He goes towards them and he approaches Karna, and Karna strikes him with large number of arrows, and both of them again cover each other with large number of arrows. Clothiardars, frog-faced arrows, nalikas, dandas, asanis, arrows bearing the heads like calf tooth, boar's ear, broad-headed arrows with pointed like horns, others having heads like razors and horseshoes and things like that. Various types of arrows they strike with that each other. And while they were striking each other, the battle continued. When Ghatotkacha again he was conversant with all type of weapons. He could not prevail Karna. He could not defeat Karna. He invoked again a weapon, a fierce and mighty weapon. He invokes that, and with that weapon, he first kills horses of Karna. Then he kills Karna's charioteer. Having achieved this, he quickly made himself invisible. So, like this, Ghatotkacha, through using his illusion and creating a terrible weapon, he destroys Karna's horses and charioteer. So, and then becomes illusion. He disappears himself from the battlefield. Dhritarashtra, listening to this, he asked when Rakshasa was fighting in deceitful means like this, using this illusion and invisibility and things like that. He was using like that and battling like that. What did our army think about that? And Sanjaya continues his narration saying that when Rakshasa disappears, the Kauravas loudly started saying, appearing next somewhere, this Rakshasa will definitely, decidefully, he will kill Karna. So then Karna again, with knowing all the weapons, he covers all sides of the uh, all sides around him. He covers with arrows, and darkness covers everywhere with that thick shower of arrows. So the lightness in the hands of Karna was so good that Karna Sanjay explains that there was no time, that scene between when Karna was taking his arrows from the quiver and then placing them on the bowstring and then pulling the bowstring and then releasing them. He was such a thing that the arrows covered everywhere, all over in the second. So when that illusion created by Ghatotkacha was destroyed, he started appearing in the sky as a mass of red clouds, and from that red clouds it was looking like a blazing fire, and from that issued flashes of lightning, many blazing brands, and those things like that, fire brands started coming through, and that those started attacking the Kaurava troops and Karna from all directions. Then from there, from that red clouds, it started filling lots of arrows, darts, lances, heavy clubs, and various weapons started battle axes, scimitars, which were washed in oil, the battle and the axes with blazing edges, spears, spiked maces, and various other weapons started coming through from that. Then large amount of rocks fell from it, with thousands of rocks started falling over, hundreds of wheels of those rocks again with sharp edges coming through. Karna again shooting with his arrows, he started to destroy that. Then again, the Kaurava troops were very much agitated by that, and they started giving up loud uproar and cries, afflicted by Ghatotkacha like that. Then that Dhritarashtra's troops again, they were in great pain. They started running away in that battlefield, crying in all directions. The many kings as well, they started running away, but some again remembering their Kshatriya birth, they did not run even though they were attacked from all the directions. They were fighting, trying to fight Ghatotkacha in that battle. The Kauravas, seeing Ghatotkacha battling like that, they did not know what to do, and struck and crushed by Ghatotkacha with his various weapons, maces, spiked clubs, and things like that. The Kaurava troops were started to fall down in that battlefield. Again, the Ghatotkacha and his Rakshas troops started throwing up various weapons at that Kaurava troops. The Rakshasas, in the form of various forms created by Ghatotkacha with the help of his illusion power, they started attacking in that terrible night all the Kaurava troops, and Kaurava warriors suddenly they started running away in all directions, saying that run, run, everything is lost. Devatas, Indra, at their head itself, they are killing now for the sake of Pandavas. They are killing everybody. Us, all the Devatas are united together, killing us. Run, run, like this. They started running away in all directions. Only Karna was seen there standing, and he was attacking, and he did not lose any senses. He was battling, and he destroyed as much illusion as possible, and uh, uh, he again then a Shatagni with with the wheels was hurled by Ghatotkacha, and that killed horses of Karna once again. And then jumping down from that horse in that chariot, uh, seeing Kauravas running away, seeing his own all the divine weapons, celestial weapons, baffled by Ghatotkacha, Karna, without losing any senses, turned his mind towards and began to reflect what to do next, because he has tried everything. He has tried every weapon he had. He tried at Ghatotkacha. Even then, those illusions, whatever he destroyed, one more new illusion and coming, and then he was attacked. Ghatotkacha was attacking in all the directions. So, seeing this, Karna, all the Kauravas again, then seeing Karna in that state where he lost his chariot as well, he was standing on the ground. All the Kauravas started saying, Karna, kill this Rakshasa with your that arrow you have, kill this Rakshasa, because these Kauravas and Dhritarashtra's army, they are being annihilated. So if what will Bhima and Arjuna do to us? We can always kill Bhima and Arjuna, Nakula Sahadeva, Yudhishthira, we can always kill them. We have the strength. But this Rakshasa, we don't have anything to do. So now we have to escape from death, and then tomorrow, when we survive, we can defeat those Pandavas. So therefore, that weapon you have from Indra, release that now and kill this Rakshasa. Otherwise, he's going to, before sunrise, he's going to destroy the entire this Kaurava troops, and the Pandavas will be victorious by this night itself. So Karna then seeing Ghatotkacha alive, he liked that Kuru army, they were very much struck in fear. They were asking, urging Karna to release that weapon which Indra gave him. So then Karna takes up that weapon, which was that invincible arrow which was given to him by Indra himself, and he decides to destroy Ghatotkacha. So taking up that arrow, which he kept for many years, uh, with only wish of releasing that against Arjuna, he every day worshipped that, hoping that he would meet Arjuna in the battlefield and release and kill Arjuna in the battlefield. He kept that. He takes up that terrible weapon and strings it to his bow, and that arrow, which was, seemed like it was very much in the thirsty, looking for blood, and that weapon, Karna releases that weapon called Naikartana. He releases against Ghatotkacha. And seeing that weapon capable of piercing the body of every enemy, any enemy that's being released, the Rakshasas began to run away. And then Karna, seeing that arrow being released like that, the fierce wind started to blow, and thunders and things like that started seeing blazing. Illusion of Ghatotkacha was destroyed, and that arrow piercing through Ghatotkacha's breast, it comes out, and then it goes up in the sky. So the arrow goes up and it returns to its it returns in the starry night sky. It releases, it goes there up in the sky. So after piercing through Ghatotkacha's breast, so Ghatotkacha then, uttering terrible diverse roars, he falls on the ground without life. He falls on. Sanjaya says that as he was falling down, there was another great thing that happened. He accomplished for the destruction of Kaurava troops. He thought about, as he was falling down. He, as he was falling down, he increased his size into huge size, and then he fell on the Kaurava troops. And like this, Ghatotkacha in that battlefield killed full one Akshoni of troops of Kaurava's side. And then, like this, he died in that battlefield. When he died, Kaurava troops, everybody became very happily, started shouting in joy. Karna was worshipped and praised by all the troops, all the warriors on that side. Uh, Everybody on that Kaurava troops were very happy with what Karna achieved in that battle against Ghatotkacha. So seeing Ghatotkacha killed like that, Pandavas became filled with grief and began to shed a lot of tears. Only Krishna was filled with lot of joy, and in that delight he started uh, great shouts. He shouted happily, and in front of those grieving Pandavas, he was very loudly, happily. He was jumping around. He tied his horses, uh, and then he jumped down from his chariot and then started dancing in that battlefield. He embraced once more, going up in the chariot. He embraces Arjuna, and then slapping his armpits, with great joy, he began to shout, standing on the terrace of that chariot. Seeing him in that delight when everybody is in grief, Arjuna addresses him saying that, "Oh Krishna, what are you doing? This is not the time for joy. It is definitely not the time for joy when everybody is in grief. Why are you doing like this? When Ghatotkacha, who fought for us like this, when he is killed, why are you happily jumping all this? And tell me truly, what is the cause of your joy? Why are you laughing? Because you don't do things like this. Why are you laughing like this? Why are you so happy in this death of Ghatotkacha?" So it doesn't look good on you when everybody is grieving, you alone happily jumping around and celebrating this death. It doesn't look good on you. Tell me why are you doing this? Krishna says that my happiness is very great. I can't explain it. This is what I tell you immediately, because uh, the delight in my heart is something that is going to make you as well very happy when you hear from me. That arrow that Karna, which released for Ghatotkacha's death, that is now not is not in our is no longer our problem. There is nobody in this world Karna could not destroy with that arrows. That arrow was such a thing, and again that Karna is again nobody could have faced him in this battlefield when as long as he had that arrow. Again, it is by great luck that his natural armor that he was born with was taken away, and it is by good luck that his earrings was also taken away by Indra, and it is by good luck that that arrow which he had from Indra has been baffled now through Ghatotkacha. And when that Karna, who is having that natural coat of mail which he was born with, and with his earrings which he was born with, he had that Karna who has his senses under full control, that Karna, he could vanish, defeat, vanquish the entire three worlds, all the three worlds he could defeat. Even Indra, Varuna, Yama, all of them could not face that Indra, that Karna when he had those natural, the coat of arm or the earrings he was born with, or that weapon he had. If he had that armor or earrings, neither yourself nor even if you had the Gandiva or myself uplifting my chakra, Sudarshana chakra, I could not defeat them if we had all those things. But for your good, Indra took away those things, and similarly, now this weapon has been baffled through Ghatotkacha. Karna now is like an angry snake without the poison, so those poisonous fangs have been removed. So he is like that. He is very angry, but he can't do any harm. So from that time when Karna had that weapon with him, having obtained that, he had always tried, wanted to kill you with that weapon, and but through that arrow again, even though you are very you are aware of all the weapons, you could not have baffled that weapon on your own because it was given by Indra himself, saying that nobody can defeat this weapon. So that Karna is devoted to Brahmanas. He's very truthful in his speech. He's engaged in penances. He's observant of the vratas. He's very kind even to his enemies. And for this reason, Karna is known as Vrisha. And he is heroic in the battlefield. He's possessed of great strength and bow always uplifted. He's not afraid of anybody. That Karna always he deprives even the Maharathis, Adirathis, he deprives them of pride in the battlefield. And again, that Karna, when he's shooting arrows like Surya's rays coming through continuously, when he's doing that, he's incapable of being defeated by even by the Devatas. So, but deprived of his armor, his earrings, and now this weapon, so Karna is now like a man, no longer he's like now an ordinary man. He's not like a devata himself. So there will be an opportunity in this battlefield for you to kill Karna now, when his chariot wheels will sink in this earth. At that time, you should kill him without thinking anything. So I will warn you about this. I will tell you about this in advance, but you should be prepared and you should not think anything more than that. At that time, you should kill him, because when Karna has bow and arrows in his hand, nobody can defeat him. So that's why we have to look for that opportunity, wait for that opportunity where that will happen in this battlefield. At that time, you have to kill him. And again, with the aid of many methods, I have killed one after another. Jarasandha, I killed Shishupala, I killed the prince of Nishada, Ekalavya, I killed many other Rakshasas, Hidimba, Kirmira, Baka, Alayudha, and now Ghatotkacha. All of them have been killed by me for your good. So, like this, Krishna explains. And listening to this, Arjuna gets confused and he says, "How did Jarasandha was killed from in this battlefield? How did Jarasandha was killed by you? By what means you killed, and how are you saying that you did all these things for our good?" So Arjuna asked that question because Krishna says that he killed Jarasandha, Shishupala, Ekalavya, Bhaka, Kirmira, all those Hidimba, Alayudha, Alambusha, all those, and even Ghatotkacha. How did he do that? Why did he do that? So Arjuna asked that question, and Krishna responds to him, explaining why he prepared for this battlefield and how he prepared for this battlefield. He explains that. We will look at that next time together. Why Krishna prepared for this battlefield when Arjuna and Pandavas become victorious in this Kurukshetra battle. How he prepared for long, long time. We'll look at that next time. Thank you.